Admiral Vexthor's compound eyes gleamed with satisfaction as the tactical display showed the completion of the encirclement. 300 warships of the Galactic Coalition Navy had formed a perfect sphere around the solitary human vessel, their weapons charged and ready. The human ship, designated Wandering Echo, appeared insignificant. A mere exploration frigate, barely 200 meters long, dwarfed by the kilometer-long dreadnoughts that surrounded it. "They haven't even raised their shields," Commander Zilnex observed, her scales rippling with confusion. "Perhaps they're surrendering?" "Humans don't surrender," Vexthor replied, though uncertainty crept into his voice. In the 3 years since humanity had been discovered on the galactic stage, they had proven themselves to be the most unpredictable species the Coalition had ever encountered. Unpredictable and dangerous, the Wandering Echo had been caught in the neutral zone between Coalition and human space, violating the terms of the fragile ceasefire. It was the perfect opportunity to demonstrate Coalition superiority without triggering full-scale war. One ship, one lesson. "Open a channel," Vexthor commanded. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a human female seated calmly in the captain's chair. She appeared young by human standards, with dark hair pulled back into a practical bun, and eyes that held an unsettling mix of amusement and pity. "I am Admiral Vexthor of the Galactic Coalition Navy. Your vessel has violated treaty boundaries. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded, or we will open fire." The human captain smiled. It wasn't a nervous smile or a defiant one. It was the smile of someone enjoying a private joke. "Admiral, I'm Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Colonial Fleet. With all due respect, I'd recommend you withdraw your forces immediately." Vexthor's mandibles clicked in irritation. "You are surrounded by 300 warships. You have one. Explain your reasoning." "Because, Admiral, you've just made the oldest tactical mistake in the book." Chen leaned forward. "You've bunched up." Before Vexthor could respond, his tactical officer shrieked in alarm. "Sir, energy signature spiking from the human vessel." "It's not a weapon, it's a beacon." The Wandering Echo pulsed once with brilliant blue light. Then the space around them changed. They appeared like ghosts materializing from nothing. Not 300 human ships, but 3,000. They had been there all along, hidden by stealth technology so advanced that Coalition sensors had registered nothing but empty void. Destroyers, cruisers, and massive carrier vessels adorned with the blue and white insignia of Earth's military flickered into visibility, their positions calculated with mathematical precision. The Coalition fleet wasn't surrounding one human ship. They were surrounded by an entire human armada. "Impossible," Vexthor whispered. "Our scans showed nothing." "Your scans showed exactly what we wanted you to see." Chen's voice came through calmly. "See, Admiral, humans learned something important in our history. Something we learned the hard way over and over again. The best trap is the one the enemy walks into willingly, thinking they're the hunter." Commander Zilnex frantically worked her console.
"Sir, they have firing solutions on every single one of our ships."
"Their weapons are charged. We're completely exposed. Our formations are optimized for attacking inward, not defending outward." Vexthor felt his 3 hearts sink. She was right. In their eagerness to intimidate the lone human ship, they had arranged themselves in the worst possible defensive formation. They were fish in a barrel, and the humans had brought the guns. "We call it a honeypot," Chen continued, as if lecturing a classroom rather than addressing a military standoff. "One apparently vulnerable target to lure in the opposition. We've been using variations of this tactic for thousands of years. We used it at Midway, at the Bulge, in the Titan ambush of 2184. It works because of a fundamental truth about predators. Admiral, when they think they've cornered prey, they stop being cautious. This was deliberate," Vexthor said, his voice hollow. "You wanted us to find your ship in the neutral zone." "The Wandering Echo is equipped with the most advanced stealth suite in our fleet. If Captain Chen didn't want to be found, Admiral, you would have never seen her." The new voice came from another ship, one of the massive carriers that had materialized nearby. The speaker was an older human male with gray hair and stars on his collar. "I'm Fleet Admiral Marcus Reynolds, and you've just helped us demonstrate something very important." "A demonstration?" Vexthor managed. "The Coalition has been hesitant about fully accepting humanity's membership. There have been questions about our military capabilities, suggestions that we're too young, Too inexperienced, too primitive. Reynolds's expression hardened. Some in your government have been pushing for preemptive action against human space. We needed to make our position clear without firing a shot. Vexthor looked at his tactical display. 300 coalition ships surrounded by 3,000 human vessels. If the humans opened fire, the coalition fleet would be obliterated in minutes. But more than that, if this fleet was here, how many more were hidden throughout the galaxy? How many times had coalition ships passed through empty space that was actually filled with invisible human warships? So what now? Vexthor asked quietly. Now you go home, Chen said simply. You report what you've seen here. You tell your leadership that humanity isn't interested in conquest, but we're also not interested in being pushed around. We're happy to be partners, Admiral. We're even happy to share some of our technology, but we won't be intimidated and we won't be prey. And if my government decides to attack anyway, Reynolds's expression turned somber. Then they'll learn what every predator in Earth's history eventually learned. That sometimes the prey evolves faster than the predator. That sometimes the rabbit grows teeth. We don't want war, Admiral, but if you bring war to us, you'll find that 3,000 years of fighting each other has made us very, very good at it. Vexthor made his decision. Stand down all weapons, he commanded his fleet. Prepare to withdraw. As the coalition ships began their retreat, Vexthor watched the human fleet maintain their positions, not pursuing, not gloating, just watching with professional efficiency. He thought about how the humans had known exactly how the coalition would respond, how they had predicted the tactics, the positioning, even the psychology of the trap. Perhaps, he reflected, the most frightening thing about humans wasn't their technology or their tactics. It was that they understood warfare so deeply, so instinctively that they could predict their enemies' moves before they made them. They had spent millennia fighting themselves and, in doing so, had learned to fight anything. The wandering Echo, the little ship that had started it all, pulsed its running lights once, a farewell or perhaps a warning. As his ship jumped to FTL, Vexthor began composing his report. The coalition would not be attacking human space. Not now, probably not ever. After all, only a fool springs a trap twice. And